Now, let me answer some popular, frequently asked questions when it comes to hair porosity. But first, let's quickly recap what we just went over. So we know by now that there are three main types of hair porosity. So the low porosity, average porosity, high porosity. So the low porosity, that's where moisture goes in slowly. In and out of the hair, but remember, moisture, low porosity hair does not repel moisture. There is no such a thing. And average porosity, it means that your hair takes in moisture and moisture evaporates at a normal rate. High porosity, that's when your hair feels moisturized very quickly, but within a couple hours it is dry again, right? And then I also shared a common sense method of knowing your hair porosity level. And we also know by now that the reason why you have high porosity or whatnot is based on the health of your cuticles. So if your cuticles, if it's not, if they aren't in a healthy state, that means bad news. And so some damages that can affect your cuticle levels will be relaxers, which I mean right now we are all natural, so we don't have to worry about that. Hair coloring, harsh shampoos, aggressive combing, brushing, um, frequent hairstyling, all of these factors can damage, the health of your cuticles and raise your porosity level. All right, so let me take some of your frequently asked questions. So, can highly porous hair be reverted back to normal hair? Yes, definitely. As long as you still have some cuticle layers left, and and your cortex aren't exposed yet. So yeah, you can definitely revert your hair from high porosity to normal porosity, right? But you have to make sure though that you are very gentle with your hair and that you minimize damages as much as you can. All right, so what are some best products for low porosity hair? Now, this is a really popular blog post, and I do have some blog posts in the works. So when I have them published, I will add a link, I will add a link below this course in the near future. But the best product would be any pH balance product. So most products are pH balanced, so you don't need to do any pH test, right? And so if your current hair products, if they are working, just keep using them. Or if you're looking for, something new to try, you can try the Ken2 Living Conditioner. That's really popular. Main Moisture, Camille Rose, or pretty much any natural hair brand, and continue to use that on your hair, right? So another question I get asked very often is, what are the best products for high porosity hair? So high porosity hair, as we know right now, it is because the cuticle layers are raised, and they are receiving moisture and um and evaporating moisture at a very, very, very fast rate, right? So for high porosity hair, you want to use thicker products, right? Because thick products will take a while longer to evaporate. But then if you have fine hair, then sometimes your hair might feel sticky, might feel, weighed down or whatnot, right? So again, that's, something to keep in mind. But I recommend using any curling jelly, custard, or any alcohol-free hair gels, right? Any thick products that will, stay on your hair shaft much longer and evaporate, at a very, very slow rate, right? Because if you're using, really thick products like a curling jelly, a custard, right? It'll take a while, right? For that product to evaporate from your hair. Also, you want to make sure that you refrain from heat, right? Heat and any hair colors, right? Because as we know by now, those two things can damage our hair cuticle levels. All right, so how can I lower my hair porosity level? So this is a new method that I just discovered just a couple months ago or so, right? So to lay your cuticles down, right? Because that's how you can lower your porosity level. To lay your cuticles down, I've been using this LCG method, right? So the L stands for liquid, so liquid water to hydrate, and then the C stands for cream. So cream, that's a leave-in conditioner, or it could be the curling jelly, it could be the curling custard, right? To to lay those cuticles flat and to moisturize your hair. And then I will use an edge control gel. So the reason why I've been using an edge control gel is because I find that edge control gels usually will lay the hair on your edges flat, much longer than like a regular gel, right? So I've been using this brand, right? The ORS olive oil edge control gel. That's what I've been using lately, and I find that my cuticles stays flat for at least 24 hours, sometimes up to 48 hours, which means that my hair feels smoother and it feels more moisturized much longer. Whereas before, like within like 2 3 hours, it's dry all over again. So now started incorporating this product in my regimen, and since I've been doing that, I noticed that my porosity level had gone down. So maybe that's one thing that you should definitely try as well. All right. So to wrap things up, you're probably wondering, oh my gosh, this is a lot of info. Why do people talk so much about porosity? Why should I care? Should I really care about porosity? So there are actually two answers, yes and no, right? Yes, because your porosity level will tell you about the current state of your cuticles, right? And how fast your hair will lose moisture, right? Because as Time for naturalistas, we have so much work, right? With our hair always feeling dry, putting it in a hairstyle, washing, detangling, and all those stuff, right? So, and also knowing your hair porosity will help you to determine the best hair product you should be using for your hair. So, and I just recommended a few products to use. And no, because because if you are a low manipulation natural like myself, right? Chances are you're gonna have average porosity. If not, you might have high porosity, like myself, right? So if your hair feels dry very often, it's really crucial that you examine, right? Examine some other reasons why your hair is constantly dry. So it could be maybe because you're using too much heat. It could be the environment you're living in. It could be the product you are using in your hair. It could be the tools you are using in your hair. So that's why in the next lesson I'm going to be going over we are going to be getting to the roots of your dry hair problem. So we're going to be going over, those top 20 reasons, top 20 reasons why you constantly struggle with dry hair. So let me know what was your biggest takeaway from this lesson, from this module. Let me know in the comment section. I really want to know what your biggest takeaway was from this module. All right, take care, and I'll see you in the next module, module number 4.